Hi there, Garage Master users. Okay, there's a new addition to the system. This is specifically inspired by Len. You know who you are. So one of the issues is that some MOT stations do a lot of cash jobs. Or do a lot of they have to invoice via the vehicle. They don't really want to store anyone's customer details. So what we do is obviously you set up a customer called cash if you want to. So you need to do that first. So in this case, I'm going to just do that. So and if I would put a 0 in front of this, cash work like this, because then it'll appear at the top of the list when we go and work in vehicles. Okay, so save and return. So company name cash work. So now the whole idea behind this is that you don't have to have a customer for every vehicle. So with this new system, so normally if you follow the standard tutorial, okay, and if you're a new user, don't worry about this at all, just ignore it, okay. If you're a customer who's going to do a lot of one-off jobs where it's just like an MOT is up £30–40 depending on where you are, you might want to use this. So I'm going to set up a customer cash work, and then if you go into view by vehicle, okay, now this actually is just a different way of looking at this data. It's the same thing. So if you're already using it, all your data is already in here. So I'm going to add a new job, and I'll put in a vehicle. I'm making one up, so it won't come up. If I tab through and that vehicle actually existed, then I do it. Then I choose cash work as my customer. Okay, and I fill in all this stuff. Now that would have been filled in automatically, but because I haven't actually got, it's not a real vehicle, I'm just showing you how it works. Okay, so you put in the usual thing, put in MOT there if you want to, save and edit. Okay, and you'll see it comes up with customer that's already set to cash work. VHC sheets, you can then create a VHC sheet for it, save and return. You can do all this in the other system just a different way. Then you can create an invoice for it. Just as before, it's exactly the same as using the other system. So as using it through via customers, you can add an item to it. I'm just going to make up, everything works exactly the same. I'm going to say I'm going to have 5 of those. Save and return. So for instance, you might have a standard MOT part or whatever. Save and return again. So that's there. So it's in vehicles, it's under cash work VAC sheet, so that's there. Now it all looks pretty complicated, so basically what I've done is just created an invoice underneath a vehicle rather than underneath a customer, although it is actually still linked to the customer. So if I go into my cash work customer, okay, and I know this is a bit of a job to explain, if you look at invoices, there's that invoice I just created, okay, and customer addresses, vehicles, it's still there. You can look at things both ways, so view by vehicle or view by customer. So basically normally most garages who do, you know, are not MOT stations. If you're an MOT station, you're probably just going to do lots and lots of the same thing every day, and you might want to go this route by putting in as setting up this customer called cash and just go to view by vehicle. And as I said before, the trick is to put a 0 or space up in front of it, because then it will actually appear first in your list when you go to view by vehicle, and when you want to add the new vehicle in. So the idea is that it's just another way of running your business. You can use both in tandem. So if you do a bit of both, you can do both. You might not even use view by vehicle at all, but it's quite a useful addition to the system. So just to go through that again, normally you just use this customer thing, and it's all done by customer, and now there's this view by vehicle, which allows us to work with vehicles instead of customers. As you can see, there's all the options there. It doesn't have the diary thing in here because I just haven't done it yet, and also you tend to book it in. Bookings tend to be done here. And this has been updated to add the customer as well. So it's getting quite sophisticated, and I hope there's not too much to blow our brains out. It's blown my brain out coding it, but I hope that's helpful. Thanks for everything, and it's www.garagemasteronline.com.